Folks, did you know a 24-year-old woman in Georgia was arrested and spent 2 nights in jail after having a miscarriage? Yeah. On March 20th, a young woman was found unconscious and bleeding at her apartment complex. First responders determined she had a miscarriage and she was taken to the hospital. There were no signs of foul play, but a witness told first responders they saw her put fetal remains in a bag in a dumpster. Cops found the remains and sent them for an autopsy. In the meantime, they did what Georgia does. They used the unborn to crucify a woman. Yeah. Georgia has one of those neat fetal personhood laws. In Georgia, after 6 weeks of gestational age, a fetus is a person. And therefore, when this poor woman disposed of the remains of her dead, miscarried fetus, Georgia had her right where the Republican woman-hating cabal wanted her. Georgia didn't care that suffering a miscarriage is traumatic. Georgia didn't care that there are no laws in existence that dictate how fetal remains should be disposed, or that women are often directed to flush the remains in the toilet. To Georgia, an unborn had been sacrificed. Surely the mother was a criminal, especially one who isn't blonde and blue-eyed. Georgia wanted this woman to fit into the story they like to tell about women who love to unalive babies. Georgia charged the woman with 1 count of concealing the death of another person and 1 count of throwing away or abandonment of a dead body. You'd think she strangled her 10-year-old and tossed the body in the bin. This poor woman went from the hospital to the prison, where she spent 2 nights while she was likely still bleeding, while her body was still reacting to the loss. Essentially, she paid the price for being a woman in a red state that believes women are up to no good. She suffered the presumption of being slutty, lazy, selfish, ungrateful, and a terrible mother. Well, the autopsy proved the poor woman suffered a natural miscarriage of a non-viable fetus. She was about 19 weeks along, at least 3 weeks away from the earliest time a fetus could survive outside of the womb. The fetus never took a breath. There was no foul play. It was just a messy, awful thing that happens in up to 20% of pregnancies. Tift County District Attorney Patrick Warren had to dismiss all charges because Georgia law specifies that the deceased must be a person who was born and not a fetus in the mother's womb for the accused to be charged or found guilty of both charges. Ah, so close, Patrick. Warren did make sure to tell the media that he doesn't agree with the way the woman disposed of the fetal remains. And I would personally love to tell Mr. Warren where he can shove that opinion. Well, all the women haters of Georgia, I hope you have the day you deserve.